Go. Welcome to our first Monday night call of the month for November. We've got a fun lineup tonight, so we'll just kick into it. We're going to kick off tonight with Southside Sim. Personal joke in the team, if you don't know, but Simran lives in South Auckland. And she's going to be kicking off tonight with what's the month at a glance. There she is. What's on for the month, any specials, promos going up, what's coming up. Continue right now. Over to you. You can unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay, I'm just going to turn my video off just because I look prettier with the video off. I'll turn it back on in a minute. Okay, so we've got the IC Business Bonus Builder. So if you enroll 6 new independent consultants who all accumulate over 250 CQV, you over through sales to their customers in November and December, you'll earn a $450 New Zealand cash bonus. And any preferred clients that spend over 300 New Zealand dollars will get a coffee flavored 10-pack Feel Fit protein shake. If they sell out, then they might substitute it for another flavor. And then we've got the DM promotion challenge. So any district managers who promote 4 or more district managers to their first generation district over the 3-month qualification period, which is from 1st of October, November and December, they'll earn the DM promotion challenge bonus. And then we also have 40% off the Feel Fit protein snacks with strawberry and white chocolate and iced cinnamon crumble flavors while supplies last. And we've got 30% off all the select Age Well products, which is a pretty good deal. And then we've also got the Global Training Conference. So they've got the early bird tickets for that too. So anyone keen to go to that? Get in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Sim. Thank you. So, yeah, GTC is something I have not been to. I have been to the Gold Coast one, just been. So this is where I'm going to pass it over to the amazing Krystie. Krystie and I met for the first time like 3 months ago, but we'd been speaking online for like 18 months. And we were literally met in a bar in Auckland. None of us live in Auckland. Like it was so like out of the blue to see each other. This was about middle of July this year. And I saw her, I was like, and I literally just ran up and gave her a hug. And I was like, oh, what did you say to me? He said, do you realize we've never actually seen each other in person? I was like, wow, that's interesting. So it's so fun. It's just so cool, the relationships you make in this business, because you're just everyone's just on the same page. You're just around this like-minded people wanting to grow your mindset and everything. So I'm just going to pass it straight over to you, Krystie. Take it away.
There we go. You guys can hear me all good? Give me a little thumbs up. Amazing. Sorry, my lighting's like not amazing. I totally don't have my my ring. I couldn't fit in my car. So hi everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Krystie. I am a very proud area manager, independent consultant with Arbonne. I have been running my business now for over 4 years. Yeah, 4 years in June it was, which is wild to me. And I guess to start with a little bit about me, and then I'm going to get into the GTC and things, because I have actually been to the last 2 in Vegas and cannot recommend it enough. It's just the best experience ever. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience and why you need to be there next year. And if you haven't got your ticket, highly recommend. But a little bit about me. So yeah, business 4 years. I have a physical education degree. So I did that down in Dunedin. I am a fur mom who actually, this is Ruby, everybody. Say hi. And yeah, I actually just recently moved to Auckland, so literally 7 weeks ago, which is wild. So I'm originally from Christchurch, absolutely loving it up here. I moved up here for growth in all areas of my life, and I'm just literally thriving. So absolutely loving life, and really feel like I'm in a really great growth spurt right now with my business, and yeah, everything's just aligning beautifully. So I won't talk too much about me because that's not what this is about. I wanted to talk a little bit about GTC, Vegas, and as I said, why you need to be there next year, especially if you are serious about your business and wanting to really do this for yourself, but not necessarily just financially, also just like with growth within yourself and your leadership and just as a person, because honestly, the experiences that you have in these kind of places literally are just like second to none. So I guess for me, where I'll start, so my first time in Vegas was last year. And so I had two beautiful girls in my team that were with me, Carla and Paris, and I honestly just like walking around that place. Like I'd been to Vegas once before, but you can literally just see who's an Arbonne and who's not. Like everyone is glowing. Like it's wild. Like you just feel this like energy, this aura, like you're like, you're an Arbonne, and then everyone picks up their totes and then you can tell who's an Arbonne. But it's just incredible. Like we had Ed Milet come and speak in person. Like, are you joking? Like the caliber of people that come and speak at our events is wild. You know, I was just a district manager. Well, not just, I was a district manager at this time. And I had been for like 3 years or something. And I'd just been kind of just like dawdling along. And I was actually in qualification for area when I went, which was really, really cool. And it, yeah, absolutely just like shot this fire up my butt to really take it to the next level. And so that was in July that we went. And then I finished area July like 31st. So literally the same month that I went to GTC. So if that doesn't tell you the power of this kind of like conference, I don't know what does, because genuinely being surrounded by these types of people is just incredible. You get to be surrounded by people who you see on like Instagram and you're like, oh my God, you're my idol, you know. Like I literally saw Wade Crittades. You guys know who Wellness Wade is? Yeah, like honestly, he's as good in person as he is on Instagram. But you know, but like, you know, Debbie Neal's walking down the hallway and you're just like, like, oh my God, like sensory overload. We're partying with Stewie Armfield on a bloody bus with a stripper pole. Like what? And people are like, are you not like a health and wellness business? Like, yeah, we know how to have fun as well. So it's definitely a really good mix of like learning and fun, but also just like a little bit of drinking, a little bit of fun as well. But obviously you don't have to drink to be there. So that was like my first year, just a little bit of fun, kind of like dipping the toe in, completing area, all the amazing things. But it was really this year that was like, I wanted to be in a different place when I came this year. So that was back in end of June that we went. And literally leading up to it, I was having the biggest months of my business. I haven't missed a district manager bonus since I lost track. I couldn't tell you. It's been over a year, like just because it's just been something that's been like an absolute non-negotiable. And then without even realizing, like a month before we went, I started getting all these emails from Arbonne, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. And all of a sudden I got my my ticket like refunded, and I'm like, I don't get what's happening. I literally rang them and I was like, was that a mistake? And they're like, you know, you're walking the stage. And I'm like, what? I knew I was walking because I'd finished area. And like I just freaked out. And so basically I ended up getting the top 5 preferred client enrollments within New Zealand alongside Joey, who you guys all know, and Emily Gillies, and I think Janine, but she wasn't there, and then Michelle as well. So there was 5 of us. And then I also ended up getting this other random email that I was walking in the Global Awards on the last night, which is like the biggest night. That's when Sarah Dunning walked, Cecilia Stoll, like all these incredible people, the only Kiwi to walk. But like I genuinely was like, I just didn't even realize I'd done that caliber of work because I had just been doing my business because I loved it. And I knew that, you know, like it was just something that I loved and I did and I wanted to help people. And I think when I finally changed my mindset to that, and I think that happened from being at the first Vegas and really like seeing the caliber of how many people I can help, that really just changed everything for me. And all of a sudden, all these incredible things happen. And I've got like these beautiful Fendi bracelets and like David Yurman necklace. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I know it's not all about that, but like the recognition that this company gives us is wild. And when you really see it on stage like that, and you see people getting like Louis Vuitton rings and all this stuff, you're just like, what? Like I was backstage at the Global Awards. I have a photo with Cecilia Stoll. I literally was walking around, Debbie Neal's there, like Ian Pritchard, like Sarah Dunning, just having casual conversations. But the coolest thing is like, they're just normal people like you and I. And that was, I think, one of the biggest things that I really was like, oh, okay, like if they can do it, why can't I, you know? And it really does kind of give you that extra buzz. And yeah, everyone's just so glam and looking, but everyone's also like dressed how they want to be dressed. Like there was some girls wearing beautiful dresses and then like sneakers, you know, or like beautiful heels, and then it didn't matter because you were just you. And I think that really like emphasized the fact that like being authentically you is the most important thing in your business, because you know, who Emily attracts is not going to be who I attract, and you know, and Glenna, and like it's all like we're all different people. We're not competing against each other. We're, you know, we're working together for the greater good. And I think it really just, as I said, emphasizes that. And yeah, just being in close proximity to these kind of like legends who are obviously where we want to be, you know, ENVPs, 12 wide, I think Cecilia is. It just makes you realize that it is possible if you're willing to do the work. And then, but you know, you can still do the work and still have the fun. You see them all letting loose and having fun as well. And I think, yeah, just anything is possible. Like honestly, if you put your mind to it and you do the work, anything is possible. Literally any of you could be on that stage next year. Like obviously Em will be walking for RVP and Glenna for area, and I'm not sure who else, but I'm sure there's more of you, and there will be more to come, 100%, because you guys are just like on fire. And it's just so exciting to see all these incredible leaders emerging in New Zealand, and I'm just so proud to like be a part of it, because yeah, we are literally killing it. And I just can't wait to see you guys at more hopefully events and things, or just bump into each other randomly in a bar, who knows. But yeah, I honestly just kind of spoke off the heart tonight. I literally didn't actually really write much down. But I did want to just quickly, if Em's okay with it, if you guys have any specific questions for me about like anything over there, like let me do, yeah, quickly feel free to type it in the chat. I haven't actually looked at the chat. Or unmute yourself and ask me, and I'm more than happy to answer anything. You need to get registered. Yes.
If you had to just think about like sum up how much it cost you to get there and back, just so people can have like a ball point to go from.
Good question. Okay, so I would say, I mean, the first trip was we always add on something, so we did like LA the first year just for like 4 or 5 days, and then this year we did San Fran for a few days, and then actually road tripped me, Kerry, and Dell through Yosemite to Vegas, and then had 6 nights in Vegas. So the conference is only like 3 days or something, but it's not even like full days. It's like a few hours at a time. They do it really well. And so I want to say I maybe spent, flights were like 2.2 return, but all up maybe 5 or 6 grand, something like that. Like, but you can do it cheaper. Like we stayed in the MGM because it had a kitchenette, but we saved a lot of money because we got foods from Whole Foods, which is like organic, sort of nice healthy food. So all of our breakfast and lunch essentially we did through that, and just split it between, there was actually 4 of us because Emily Gilly stayed with us as well, so there's 4 of us in a room. We split that, which made it a lot cheaper. The first year we stayed at the New York hotel, but when I tell you things are a long friggin' way in Vegas, they are a long friggin' way in Vegas. Like I really recommend, if you are coming, stay at the MGM, because one, you get the pool access. There's ways around that, but you get the pool access. The conference is right there, and it literally is just like so accessible to everything. You go and get your I Want It All packs, and you got this big ass box of stuff walking around. But they also have great selfie mirrors on the balconies and great content spots. That's obviously a big thing. But yeah, we had like a fridge and like a mini kitchen and stuff like that. We didn't have that the first year, and that was a big, like we spent a lot more money on food, and shit food, like fatty, just like I think American food, and you do feel a lot like whereas we felt great because yes, we were having some treats 100%, but we were eating better. We were actually saving money because we weren't spending as much on food. So it left us a little bit more to go like shopping or go to experiences and that kind of thing. But I'd say you can definitely do it on a budget. There's a whole bunch of other places to stay around there that doesn't have to be the MGM. You can still have an incredible experience, especially if you're with people. But saying that, I know people that have gone by themselves as well. So
yeah. So good. Awesome. Thank you so much.
What part of Auckland are you with? I am in Remuera area-ish. But always keen for new friends and hangs. So feel free to add me on Instagram.
You should add her to the Auckland crew chat. Add her in, and then we can like go from there. Because we've got like, so it's Mallory, Haley, and Katie. Oh no, it's not Katie. Southside Sim. There's 3 girls on this in our team. But they're all out south. It doesn't matter though, because you can still totally connect and work together and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna say, can you tell where I'm from with my name? Which part of Auckland?
South Hudson.
So that's it. Love it.
Anyway, yeah, that's totally like an inside joke, so no one else will get it. But anyway, thank you so much. If we have any more questions, I will, just like feel free to reach out to her, find her on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much, Krystie.
All good.
Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Glenna. So I just want to say a little backstory about Glenna is that she's going to share her story to area. So she ran for area the same months that we were running for RVP. She completed like mid-month, which is so cool. And the thing about Glenna is that when I first asked her, she was basically like a fuck off no. And I was like, whoa. She almost took me out of the game. I was like, she was so rude about it. So I kind of just like did not ask her again. Like, note to self, never ask Glenna ever. And then it was the start of this year in February where I was like, no, like it was just this. You don't know my story about RVP, I'll tell you another day. But February was when I was like, no, head down, bummer, let's do things differently. And I was running this busy mama's brunch, and I was all over my Instagram saying that so many people coming, can't wait, like literally talking Instagram, making all this healthy, nice snacks. And like in my head, I've got one customer confirmed who comes to every freaking event, which is great because she's the freaking best customer, but like she's already an established customer. Like I'm looking for fresh blood here. So I had no one confirmed. And that night before at 9 p.m, I randomly texted Glenna about something. And then I said, oh, what are you doing in the morning? She's like, nothing. I was like, cool, why don't you just come over and just like try some of the slice I've made or something like that, like really low key. That was my ask. That was it. And so my one customer and Glenna turned up, and the rest is history. So so it just shows that like just ask people again. But yeah, I'll pass you over to Glenna and she can tell a story.
Cool. Hi guys, I'll probably cover off a little bit of that through my story because I've kind of started from scratch because I know there's a lot of newbies here. But basically my story started off, I was just living life, letting it tick by. I wasn't actually really living. I had severe gut issues. I was in a toxic abusive relationship, and I was in a timber sales job that I just felt was boring and something was missing. I just really needed to realign my life and my passion for life. And yeah, as Em said, I popped along to her brunch. The main reason I went along to that brunch on Sunday was one, I needed to get out of the house from the toxic relationship that I was in, and my friends had all left for Perth the months leading up to it, so I felt quite alone and just wanted to reconnect with people. I never imagined that trying a little green juice would actually spark something in me to change my whole entire life. So I had 3 years on a hospital wait list, intense pain, uncomfortable weight that I just couldn't shift. I was going to the gym regularly. I was doing everything right, but nothing was moving. I had zero energy. I basically hit a point where I tried everything. I'm highly allergic to kiwi fruit, so there were certain things I couldn't try, and I just gave up. Then Em came along and I went along to her brunch, and basically I sampled that Green Gut Glow and it was off with a bang, if you know what I mean. I was able to have relief for the first time in 3 years. And the longest period of time I was actually unable to go to the bathroom was for 3 months, and they just kept piling me with laxatives and nothing happened. So that was real fun. So I messaged her the next day and was literally like, okay, get me on the juice. I need the goods. And then I asked her about the business, and yeah, the rest is history there. What sort of drove me from the start was the incentives that were put in place for basically running through to district manager and above. I needed those extra dollars, and that was going to get me out of my toxic relationship, out of my life that I was currently living, and that was going to move me up in the world, and I could then go see my friends in Perth. Yeah, so everything just kind of fell into place from there. And one of the things that really stuck home to me was one of the first trainings I jumped on. Somebody said, when the vision is clear, the strategy becomes even clearer. That is something I wrote down and I have always read every day since. I was on the up and feeling like I could really achieve and get these goals smashed out of the park. Then I was completely tore down and ripped to shreds by friends, family, and by a boyfriend who literally said that, you know, I have the quote, "You won't succeed. You're not strong. You're certainly not powerful, and you're going to quit because this is just literally all for attention. Nobody cares." Instead of being sad about it, I let that light an absolute rocket up my ass. And I was like, right, there's my fuel. There's my fire. Step 1, prove the beep wrong. Step 2, throw myself into as much personal development as I could to say, boy, bye. I also grew so much and became me again. Glenna was reborn. She was back, and she had passion and zest for life. I was chasing a goal for area since the day I started. Why? Because when it begins, when you hit area, that's when a real solid situation has happened. You've built a team. You're creating a little community. I had Danny and Abby ready to join from before I'd even decided to say yes myself. They were the first girls I spoke to about it because we'd done Tupperware together and I knew they would need a place to replace that side hustle. Megan, my gym buddy, was next. She was all in after having tried the products before, and so she was pretty easy to jump on board. Next came Jess. She was a little bit of a hard sale. When she finally said yes, though, she was all in. This mama was literally on fire. Jess brought on Kayla, who hit the ground running too, and they became such an epic team with under me. What we like to call is a solid leg. With bringing on Kayla, along came Tabitha and then Jessie too. So that was real cool to have that little team building under me. As I said, creating a community is literally my favorite part. Along came Em, my sister-in-law, and then she brought along her friend Sam as well. So there I felt like another strong leg was building. Then I called up Martine, an old friend from school, who I also knew had dabbled in Arbonne before. And she was after a little bit of something to just bring her back in the game. And there I was. She did take a little while to jump on board, but once she was in, even though she's a busy business owner and mum running a full-time cafe. Next along came my friend KK, our newest team member. She is someone who I worked with years ago and had constantly reached out to just to have chats about what I was up to now and how it could work for her. So you could really say I used my network and I used it well. I went deep into the past and I leapt into the present. I had every relationship I thought would be a powerful leg to stand with. And yes, I have had a lot of no's along the way. I've had a lot of rejection, but that does not stop me. To build my team strong, I spend a lot of time sharing value. The products for me are not just something I sell. They are something that has worked and changed my absolute life. Across all forms of social media is where I share and have convos when and where I can. Excuse me. Another quote for you here is some of the things I have heard from people back after I've jumped on board with Arbonne. As Em said, I was a little bit of a hater. So I've had you were such a hater. What's changed your mind? It has to be good if you're recommending it. You're an ingredients gal, so you must know what's good. Wow, are those really your results? Yes, they are. But why do I get these questions? It's because I show up. I'm on repeat. Yes, some days it feels mundane, but I get on there and I share my story because I have passion. I never leave people to question if I'm still doing that side hustle or is Arbonne a legit thing? Does she really have those products in hand? There's none of these questions because I'm up every day. My authentic self is showing up with those products, with vision and passion. I have the vision. It is so clear in my mind. what I want, and I believe in myself to get there. I have belief in my team to reach these goals too, and new heights in their own growth. I will be on that stage in Vegas sharing my wisdom someday, and my team will be right there with me. RVP and above is the goal. It's achievable and it's within my grasp. With RVP for me comes saying goodbye to my shitty job that I hate, doing something that I'm passionate about, and I don't have to purchase myself a car because I currently drive a work vehicle. And if you know, you know. It's an EV and it's not a fun time. So get me in something that's got an engine so I can rev it down the street. So that's my goal, to earn that Merc and hit that RVP status. My team will be growing and thriving alongside with me. There is no I in team when it comes to this business, and you can change lives. And that's what I'm here for. My passion has always been to help and guide others, which is exactly why I do what I do with my life coaching. From day one, I've done my affirmations. I've told everyone who would listen what my goals are and where I'm going to be. I've pushed outside the comfort zone. I've broken down barriers, and I've showed the world I'm Glenna McGugan, and I'm a boss-ass bitch, and all of you are too. Much love.
Oh, I love you, Glenna. That's so good. But yes, so good. I love your like energy. It's just so contagious. It's awesome. So good. Well done, guys. Well done for jumping on Monday night training. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. And thank you, Krystie, for coming on as well. I think a few of your girls are on here as well. So hello in the background. Your little names. All right. Have a good night, guys.